All righty, I want to go over this as a group here. 1, so also make a key. 2, so I will even days. So also can post a video so you can go back and take a look at it. Okay, so first part, reviewing from chapter 6, solving systems of equations. First one. Okay, we have a 2x, 3y, 5x, negative 10y. Okay, it's tough to use substitution, so we got to use the elimination method. Okay, multiply with the top one by -5, bottom one by +2. Could have flipped it either way. Negative 10x minus 15y equals 80. And then the second one, 10x minus 20y equals 60. Our x's cancel. We got negative 35y equals 140. Divide both sides by -5. We get an answer of y equals 4. I'm going to plug it back in for that y up top to solve for x. 2x plus 3 times -4 equals -16. 2x minus 12 equals -16. Add 12. 2x equals -4. Divide by 2, x should be -2. Get -24 for that one. Here we have a variable by itself, so it makes more sense to use the substitution method. I'm going to take this part, plug it in here for this x. Y minus 2 times 3y minus 6 equals 2. Distribute that -2, so I get -6y plus 12 equals 2. Simplify the y's. Subtract the 12 to the other side. -5y equals -10. Divide by -5, y should equal +2. Plug it back in up top. X equals 3 times 2 minus 6. So I get x equals 6 minus 6. X equals 0. Yeah. Okay, see, if you had graph paper, you can graph it. Okay, if not, just set them equal to each other. Plug this in for y here. -2x minus 4 equals 3x plus 11. Subtract 3x, add 4. Got -5x equals 15. Divide by -5, x equals -3. Plug that back in. Y equals -2 times -3 minus 4. Y equals 6 minus 4. Y equals 2. So I get -3/2 for that one. Okay, if you get some random weird number that's not a whole number or even a half of a number, you probably did something wrong. Number 2, let's plot these points. We start out 1, 2 for A, 6, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 for B. C is at 3, -6. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And D is at -2, -6. Okay, so we got this shape here. Okay, so first thing it asks you to do is find the perimeter. So you got to find the lengths of all the sides. Different color here. A, B, and D, C are pretty simple because they're straight left and right. All you got to do is count. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for this length here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for DC down there. So we got 2 of the 4 lengths. Okay, if we want to find the length of a diagonal line, we have to turn it into a right triangle, like so. This length, 1, 2, 3, up and down has a length of 8. Okay, so remember, Pythagorean theorem states that 8 squared plus 3 squared equals side length BC squared. So I get 64 plus 9 equals BC squared. 73 equals BC squared. Take the square root. So BC equals square root of 73. Okay, it doesn't work out, doesn't simplify nicely, so we can just leave it as that. Same thing on the other side. Okay, 3 and 8. Hopefully we're smart enough to recognize that this is also going to be the square root of 73. So we got 5 plus 5 is 10, plus root 73, plus root 73. Okay, I'm totally fine with that answer. However, if they ask you for whatever reason to simplify it or round, it comes out to 27.088 units. Slope of AD now, we're going up 8 to the right 3. So I get a slope of 8/3. Slope of BC is up 8 to the right 3. Give me 8/3 again. So determining the shape now, okay, square root of 73 is about 8.5. So this side length's 8.5, this side length's 8.5, this is 5, and this is 5. So we know, it's not a square. We should recognize it's not a rectangle because these aren't going to be 90-degree angles. However, since we have 2 sets of parallel lines, that would make it a parallelogram. Parallelogram? Number 3 doesn't ask you to prove if they are true, or congruent. They're asking you, do you know based off the picture? So on the first one here, we have an angle, a side, and an angle. Okay, so yes, they should be congruent. Our congruent statement, remember, we have to match up. If this is the angle with the 2 tick marks, then we got to match it up with the 2 tick marks over here, which is V. So triangle PQR should be congruent to triangle V. Q matches up with S, and R matches up with U. You got to put it in the right order. How do we know it's true? Well, we have an angle, a side, and an angle, so we use angle, side, angle congruency. Okay, the number 3 asks you, how could you map one onto the other? Well, if we rotated this one around, if we rotate it over, it should fall on there. Letter B. Hey, we got 3 sets of angles. Is that enough information? Nah, it's not. Angle, angle, angle is not a form of congruency. Second page, calculating the midpoint. Should be the easiest thing on the test. Add your x's together, divide by 2. -2 plus 4 over 2. Add your y's together. 1 plus 3 divided by 2. Gives you 2 over 2 and 4 over 2. Midpoint should just be at 1, 2. Add your x's, divide by 2. Add your y's, divide by 2. Easiest thing on the test. Second one, same thing, -2 plus 8 divided by 2. 3 minus 8 divided by 2. Gives you 6 over 2, -5 over 2. Simplifies to 3 and -5/2. Okay, number 5, solving by graphing. Hopefully you can graph a line. Start your y-intercept of +3, slope of -5/3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Second line, you start at your y-intercept of -3 and a slope of 1/3. Point of intersection right there at 3, -2. Second one, start your y-intercept, -1, slope of -1/2. Other one, you start at -4, slope of 1/4 of 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Point of intersection right there for -3. Number 6, test. Teachers given a test with 100 points, 40 questions. There are 2-point, 4-point questions. How many of each? Let X equal 2-point questions, Y equal 4-point questions. I know there's 40 questions, so X plus Y equals 40. 2-point questions are worth 2. 4-point Y's 4-point questions are worth 4. So my second equation should be 2X plus 4Y equals 100. Now I'm going to multiply this by -2 so that my X's will cancel out. Okay, I'm left with 2Y equals 20. Divide by 2, Y equals 10, meaning there's 10 4-point questions. Plug it back in over here for Y. X plus 10 equals 40. So X should equal 30. So 30 2-point questions, 10 4-point questions. Model Airplane Club publishes a newspaper, 90 cents for printing and mailing, 600 total for research and writing. You get 150 per copy. Okay, how many copies do you need to sell to break even? Well, you want 150 of X, where X is the number of newspapers or newsletters. Okay, we want to know when that's going to equal our cost, which is 0.9X plus 600. Subtract 0.90. 0.06X equals 600. So X ends up equaling 360. So if you sell 360, you are breaking even. So more than 360, you are, I don't like my math there, 1,000. That's what I thought. Okay, so 1,000 you break even, more than 1,000 you make money, less than 1,000 you lose money. Okay, we set them equal to each other because we're trying to break even. All right, last two here, similar to an earlier page. Plot A at 0, 2, B at 6, 5. C at 6, 0, D at 0, -2. Okay, as you define the perimeter, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm doing this right. I think I am. So we get a length of 4 here, 5 here. Okay, find the turn this into a right triangle. Turn this into a right triangle. Those are going to be different. This is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 2, and that's 6. Okay, so to find AB, we have 3 squared plus 6 squared, which is 9 plus 36, which is 45. Square root both sides, so AB should be the root 45. DC squared is 2 squared plus 6 squared. So DC squared is 4 plus 36. DC squared is 40, square root both sides. So DC should be 40. So we got a side length of 4 and 5, which is 9, plus root 45, plus root 40. Calculate the slope of each side. Well, AD is undefined because you can't divide by 0. BC is undefined because you can't divide by 0. Okay, slope of DC is up 2 and to the right 6, or 1/3. AB is up 3 and to the right 6. Okay, or 1/2. So they're asking if it's a parallelogram. It is not, because AB and DC are not parallel. A number 8 is a triangle. A is at -2, -1. B is at 3, -2. And C is at 3, 4. So again, finding the perimeter, turn it into right triangles. Okay, CB is pretty easy to find. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. AB is equal to 1 squared and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squared, which is equal to 26. So that should just be the square root of 26. AC is up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 squared and 5 squared. 25 and 25 is 50. So perimeter is 6 plus root 26 plus root 50. Calculating the slope. AB is down 1 and to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's -1/5. AC is up 5 over 5, which is just 1. CB straight up and down is undefined. Okay, so then it's asking what type of triangle it is. Well, none of the side lengths are the same. So let's just call it a scalene triangle.